But first, there's still no word on whether or not the person suspected to have tuberculosis at a McAllen school actually has the bacterial disease.
Testing for 250 people at the high school has yet to start. Channel 5's Valerie Gonzalez spoke with officials on what families affected by the testing can expect. Valerie?
A few days ago, the McAllen School District sent out letters like these to 250 students and staff at Nikki Rowe. No plans exist to expand this testing to any more people. Testing has yet to begin for the 250 people notified they may have come in contact with someone who may have tuberculosis or TB. Confirmation is pending on whether that person has a bacterial disease. According to the president of the McAllen School Board, the district is taking the necessary precautions.
The individual that is potentially a TB person has not been on campus since they were identified.
Hidalgo County Health and Human Services Director Eddie Olivares says these investigations happen about once or twice a year. They follow protocols from the CDC and the Texas Department of State Health. Hidalgo County is coordinating with the school district to help organize the two-tier process.
We have this group of people we're testing. We'll be doing PPD testing. Many of you remember it's a little bubble test on your skin that comes up. If that shows positive for exposure, does not mean you have TB. It just means you have possible exposure to tuberculosis. Then we do a second level of assessment.
If someone comes up positive for exposure, the school will delve into the person's medical history. Students at Nikki Rowe, like senior Fallon Smith, are aware of the situation.
They're not very worried about it. I feel like they don't even really know who it is because they didn't have any names or anything. They just heard about it and it was like, well, no big deal. I'm not sick, so I'm not going to worry about it.
Staff has ramped up maintenance.
We've stepped up our routine. We have our daily maintenance schedule that we follow through on a daily basis. But now instead of maybe doing it 2-3 times a day, maybe it's gone up to 4 or 5 times.
Smith says she has noticed a difference in cleanliness. She didn't receive a letter, but she and others say they will be more cautious.
Winter is coming and a lot of people tend to get sick, and just be careful.
Hidalgo County Health Administrator Eddie Olivares says TB is not a rapidly spreading bacterial disease. Organization for the pending tests are underway at Nikki Rowe. Olivares says when it comes to TB, there's an extra layer of complication in border communities. He explains in Mexico, people receive TB vaccinations. So if anyone being tested for TB exposure has had that vaccine, they could come up positive for TB exposure. That's why they need to further look into their medical histories. In the studio, Valerie Gonzalez, Channel 5 News at 6.
Now, Hidalgo County's Eddie Olivares says that border communities see more cases of TB compared to the national trend. This is a Channel 5 News Extra. Olivares tells us while the rest of the country has seen a decline of TB cases, it's different along the border. Even when comparing border communities to the rest of the state, people tend to be twice as likely to contract TB here. This is data from the Department of State Health Services. And while the rest of the state has seen a slight decrease from 2010 through 2014, border counties have seen a slight upturn.